Part 2. Here we're coming back to the hull, whatever you want to call it. So there were these, let's see, this part here, axles I think they were. I glued them on. They were just pretty straightforward. I didn't know if that's these here, and they fit register in the slots pretty easily. So that finishes the hull. I show you these before, these little hooks that anyway, that's the hull. So now let's go to the turret. So these steps here are pretty straightforward. The barrel I had to clamp up, and I clamped it up with just some like squeezy clamps, these type clamps, because it wasn't coming together at the point. So the barrel register, it goes into this shroud, and this does not get glued. Neither does the barrel pivot. Okay, this does not get glued. This barrel passes through here and goes into here, and it does get glued into here. Okay, and there's a register here that stops it from going so far, so you don't have to guess that. Alright, so that's that. Alright, and we moved on to these bits and bobs, the hatches here. These I wound up not gluing in case I want to. I'm going to put a little figure here. Comes with a little figure. So, and I'm not going to glue this either. I'm going to leave this so that it opens and closes. Alright, pretty straightforward. It registers in separate parts, okay? So you may have to bend these to fit into the 3 holes that it registers in. You can see them here. The same thing with these rings. Same thing, they fit into a couple holes. It kind of looks like these posts are all the same size under here. Same thing for here, but they're not. There's like 3 or 4 that are longer that actually fit in the holes. So just make sure you're orienting these hatch rings right, okay? Pay attention to your little diagrams here. These little guys I thought were going to be a problem. They're smoke generators. They were pretty straightforward. They register into these holes pretty easily. Then I just hit them with some Tamiya super thin, extra thin, and I glued them because none of like the base, like it's registers here. Same thing for these handrails. They register in spots, but they do not positively register. They don't go into a hole like some of the other parts do. So I used CA on them, and I use super thin, and I just used this little applicator for it to give me a little drop, more control. So that was important. So the handrails, the smoke generators, then we come to this thing. I thought it was going to give me the searchlight thing. You glue it separate. Just follow the directions. Make sure you're on the sidebar here, making sure how everything goes together. It doesn't really, on the box it shows a picture of the searchlight in the center, and like more like the guy in the cockpit or whoever's driving is controlling it. But in relation, where it is to here and where it is to here is like nobody's reaching that. I don't think. But it doesn't really register. I use CA here too. Nothing. It's just this is how I guess it goes. So there's a lot of things in the directions that, yeah, it could be better, but they're not too bad. All right, so again, the searchlight wasn't as bad. The smoke generator things weren't as bad. The handrails really fiddly. You gotta let them set up. This setup here, I guess it's some type of protection or something, box, I don't know. But that was easy. CA here too, because it really doesn't, it only registers into this little box part, and there's a hole here that it fits in. You need CA. Same thing here, put some CA on the bottom. So that pretty much is the turret. Then we move on to the top of the upper hull, okay, and all the little bits and bobs, you know, tools, I don't know, boxes, grills, lights, all those different things. And again, they don't register. There's spots that tell you where they go, and they sort of drop in, but I just used extra thin on, except here. I used CA here because they weren't fitting very nicely, so I needed something to cure up, and I sanded it a little bit. So all these were extra thin. CA on the mirrors. One of the things with these is in the directions, it doesn't, like this post is really long, and I didn't like that. I felt that they would be easy to break off if they were longer, these mirror posts. So I shortened them. Lights all pretty much, they drop into holes pretty super. I used extra thin here. Same thing, tools on the other side, a lot of tools. So this grill I am leaving out for now, because I think I want to detail. They give you this pretty cool screen that you would glue in like this. I'm going to leave it out while I prime, and this is the engine. And I think I'm going to paint it a different color. So I'm going to omit this for now. I don't want to prime this screen. I'm going to prime the engine so I can paint it. And once I prime everything, I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. But I definitely don't want to glue it in yet, because yeah, I just don't want to. So that can kind of, the only thing that I haven't put together is the gun. And I'll wait, I think, because that mounts up on the turret somewhere. And I've omitted doing the antennas. Right? The antennas are here. So I'm not going to put them in until the very last, because I think they'll break off. Right. And yeah, I think we're pretty much done. I just need to put these shackles on the bottom of the hull, and that's it, man. We're ready for primer and paint. I'll be doing, I think, Tamiya XF62, and I think what I'm going to do also is I want to do XF71, and that is a lighter shade of this. I'm going to do some like little highlights or something with that. We'll see. I got to do a little tests. But that's my update, part 2.